inshallah we're going to start. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So we will do one ayat of Surah AlBaqarah today, inshallah, ayat number 185. And this ayat mostly talks about the month of Ramadan and the Quran and the fasting instruction in this month. So we will do a simple translation first and then we will do a detailed breakdown, inshallah. The ayat starts with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Shahru Ramadan alladhi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is stating here that the month of Ramadan, alladhi, is that unzila fihi al-Qur'anu, in which the Quran has been revealed or sent down. Hudal linnas, that this is a guidance for the mankind. Wa bayyinatim minal huda, and clear proofs of the guidance. Wal furqani, and a criterion for separating the right from the wrong. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the fasting. Faman shahida minkum, so whoever among you witnesses or is present ash-shahra, in this month, falyasumhu, so he must fast in it. But then after that, two exceptions are mentioned. Waman kana maridan, and he who is sick in this month or ill, aw ala safarin, or he is on a journey, fa'iddatum min ayyamin ukhar, then making of the count of the days which are missed should be done in the days afterwards. Yuridullahu, Allah intends, bikumul yusra, for you the ease, wala yuridu, and he does not intend, bikumul usra, for you any hardship. Walitukmilul iddata, so you may complete the count. Walitukabbirullaha, and that you may glorify or magnify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ala ma hadakum, upon what he has guided you, wala'allakum tashkurun, and you may be able to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and grateful to him. So these are the simple meanings. Before we go and do a detailed breakdown, there are some rules I want to explain, so it is easy for us to understand some of the points of this verse. In this verse, a rule is being applied which is called the rule of hal. What is that? For example, if I say something like a child entered or came in, a child came in while he was sick. So that is a condition where his status or his hal or his kafiyat is being mentioned at the time when he is entering there. So we'll explain that and then we will follow in the verse here. So if I write down something like that, dakhala means he, third person, came in. Somebody came in or entered. So that is dakhala. Then after that I'm going to write down another word, waladun. Waladun means a child. So when I combine these two words together, one thing will happen is that if you have two dhammas or two pesh on this word, noun, waladun, then this word itself will replace this he. And the meaning so far will become a child came in. Now, when this child entered or he came in, he was feeling certain condition. So let's use a word for that, maridun. So if I use the word mari and this last letter has two dhammas on it, this means a person who is ill or who is sick. Okay. Now what I want to say is that the child came in while he was sick. So we are mentioning a condition, a halat or a hal or a kafiyat of the child at the time of entrance. So I'm going to put here that word, but then one change will take place. The word maridun with the last letter has two dhammas will change into two fathas and we add an alif. This change was done to represent that this is the hal or kafiyat of the child while he was coming in or he was entering. So instead of representing the hal that way and saying while he was sick, we just replaced two dhammas by two fathas. So this is a very important concept, that saying that a child when he came in while means his condition at that time was that he was sick or ill. Instead of saying all that thing, we just replaced two dhammas by two fathas, and that will represent the hal of the child, kafiyat of the child, and because of that hal, the sentence become dakhala waladum maridan. Okay. Important thing is that's what I want to emphasize, that when you mention the hal or a while of a person or an object, then two dhammas will change to two fathas. So keep that rule in the mind and we'll go back and do a breakdown. So the ayat starts with Shahru Ramadan allazi. The first word starts with these three root letters, Shin, Ha and Ra. The noun that we make from this is Shaharun. Shaharun means a month. Okay. Shaharun, simply month, is a noun, means a month. The other word that starts with these three root letters, Ra, Mim and Doad. And one of the meanings is to be hot, something which is very hot. The noun from this that we make is by adding an alif and a noon and pronouncing as Ramadanu. Ramadano is the 9th month of the year, lunar calendar, which is a very hot or the hottest month. So the meaning of Ramadan actually is a very hot month, and which is the 9th month of the lunar calendar. So this is just a name of a month, Ramadano. Then we are going to combine Shaharun and Ramadanu. So let's just write down them together. Shaharun is the word. Shaharun means month. And this is Ramadan. We generally pronounce in Urdu speaking Ramzan, which is Urdu name, but full word is Ramadanu. So you combine these two by putting an off in between. Month of Ramadan. So when you combine these as mudaf mudaf ilayh, one dhamma goes away from here. So it becomes shahru, and Ramadan changes to a fatah. Actually it is a jar state, but in this case jar is represented by fatah. So shahru Ramadana. This is the combination, and meaning is that month of Ramadan. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after that is pointing to the month of Ramadan by saying Allazi. Allazi means that, or that is. Okay. So Allazi means that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the month of Ramadan is that month. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining what is happening in the month of Ramadan. The word after that starts with the root letter Noon, Za and Lam. Nazala. Nazala, 3 letters, Bab Fa'ala, and it means to come down. But we are going to add an alif in the beginning. It becomes Bab Afala. It becomes Anzala. Anzala means to send down. Nazala, something is coming down. Anzala, something is being sent down. So that is 4 letters. So if I make a simple grammar of these 4 letters by adding Anzala, Anzala, putting fathas on each one of them, the meaning of these 4 letters word is he sent down or he revealed. Okay, he is 3rd person. He sent down or he revealed. Now I'm going to make one change. This is active. He sent down. If I make one change here and make this as a dhamma and this as a kasra, so it becomes unzila. Unzila is a passive, and the meaning will be it was sent down, or he was, but here it is, it was sent down, or it was revealed. So that's how we make the passive. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that something was revealed or something was sent down. Then there is a word fihi. So if I, fi means in, and who means it. Okay. If I pronounce them together, because of the fi sound, who is pronounced as he. So this fi, he, meaning will be in it. And it is pointing to the month of Ramadan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, unzila fihi, was sent down in it, in this month. Now, important thing is what was sent down. The word after that is AlQuran. AlQuran. I want to spend a few minutes on this word. But first, because the last letter Noon has a dhamma on it, Al-Qur'anu, because of that feature, this word Al-Qur'anu will replace this it. So the meaning will be Unzila fihi al-Qur'anu, was sent down, was revealed in this month, the Quran. Okay? So that is the simple meaning, that month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed or sent down. Okay? Now one thing I want to spend few minutes on, which most of us are not very careful about pronunciation. First of all, if you have a hamza and you have an alif, and you pronounce them together. In the Uthmani script, this is a sound of like two alifs together, ah. In the Indo-Pak script Quran, the same thing is written by alif and a short alif on that, an. Okay. Now, if I take this letter qaf and combine with a dhamma and a sukoon, this will be pronounced as a qur. Qur. Then I can take any of these and separately pronounce a. And then third letter, noon, is going to be pronounced as two dhammas. So the way right pronunciation is that first you combine these two, qur, and take a very, very short pause in between. Then pronounce this as a, and then pronounce this, the two noons, nun. Qur'anun. How most people pronounce this word. I want to point out to that if I have this, let's see, this is the facial feature of a person. This is the tongue here. And this is chin, and then the throat down here. Okay. And so this is eye here. Okay. This is tongue, this is chin, and right at that point, qaf is pronounced. You go a little bit further in the throat here, kha is pronounced there. Okay. And right at the tongue, kaf is pronounced. That is the makharij of these three letters. Okay. Now, some people pronounce Quran. Okay. Some people pronounce Quran. Some people pronounce Quran. All of them are wrong. Okay. All of them are wrong pronunciation. You have to combine qaf with the ra first. Qur. This is Quran. This is Quran. This is Quran. Okay. All of them are wrong. We should at least pronounce the Quran, the book of Allah, correctly. Combine qaf with the ra. Here they don't combine any of these letters with the ra. They just ku, khu. So Qur'anun is the correct word. Correctly should be pronounced. That is the word in the Quran. Al-Quran, when you put al before that, the, and it will remove one dhamma. So it will be Al-Qur'anu. You can speak fast, but important thing is that don't pronounce this way. Any of these, all three of them are incorrect pronunciation. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, okay, I want to go back now to the definition of hal that we did in the beginning. So we have here the word unzila. It's a verb, and unzila, we looked at the meaning that was revealed or was sent down. Okay, after that was the noun, which is Al-Qur'anu. Al-Qur'anu. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning when I wrote down, Dakhala waladun. So this is like unzila is dakhala, Al-Qur'anu is like a child in the example. But when the child came in, he was sick, and we use the word maridan instead of maridun. So this sentence will define the hal of the Quran by saying putting two fathas, just like the hal state. So what is being said here? The Quran has been sent down while it is in the hal of a guidance, which means Quran's state is that it gives the guidance. Just like when we said dakhala waladun maridan, so we put two fathas on there. By putting two fathas, this word hudan is being defined as the hal or kafiyat of the state of the Quran. So Quran by itself coming down as a guidance to the mankind. So that is the reason there is hudan here. Okay. Nasab state, two fathas state are defining the kafiyat, the hal, the status of the Quran, that as it is coming down, it is constantly a guidance while it's coming down and later on. First thing. Then another word is being used after that. But before that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning who are those people for whom this is a hidayat, this is a guidance. And the word is being used li, which means for, and the word is annaso. Annaso means the mankind, the people. Okay, mankind. And when you combine both of them, harf jar, li, will change annaso to annasi, and you pronounce linnasi. Instead of li annasi, don't pronounce this alif, linnasi. And this is written that way, alif is not even written there. For the mankind. Hudan, this is a guidance for the people. Not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning one more sifat or one more hal or one more quality of this Al-Quran, which is wa means and the next word has these root letters ba, ya and noon. Okay, this means baina means to be in between. But if I put a shadda on the middle letter, bab fa'ala, this will become bayyana, and bayyana means to make something very clear. Okay, so when we make the noun is made this way. Bayyana, and ta marbuta is added there because it's a feminine word. Okay, so the word is bayyinatun. Bayyinatun. Important thing is that this noon has a fatha on it. So don't stretch this here. Bayyinatun. Tun is providing the femininity of the word. Okay, so the bayyinatun means one clear proof of something. Now I want to make the plural of that. The way plural is made, you keep these letters same, ba, ya and shadda. And you keep the noon, but on the noon put in short alif there. This is zabar or fatah, so it's a bayyina. This is bayyina, stretched, bayyina. Then when you make the plural, this round ta is written as open ta here. Just a different way of writing it. So the plural is bayyinatun. Bayyinatun. This is bayyinatun. This is bayyinatun. This means one clear proof, bayyinatun. This means many clear proofs, bayyinatun. Okay, that's the word. So this is kasra here, bayyinatun. Now, this again is coming as a hal of the Quran. So bayyinatun will change to bayyinatin. Just like hudan change with the two fathas, but in the feminine plural there are no fathas, so we have to put two kasras there. So, but this word is again defining the hal of that, the kafiyat of the Quran. As I said, when the child came, his kafiyat was he was sick. When the Quran came, its kafiyat or its hal was, first it was a guidance. The other hal of the Quran is that it is a clear proofs. Okay, so these two words are defining what Quran actually is. First of all, it is a guidance for the mankind, and this is in the nature of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put there. And then second thing is that it is very clear proofs about something. And the next words are defining that what are those clear proofs. The word is very common. Min means from or of, and guidance is al-huda. Hudan, when you put al before that, the guidance. Al-huda. Min al-huda, but when you read together, you change this to a fatah for reading purpose, and you pronounce min al-huda. That's the word in the Quran. Alif is not pronounced, it becomes hamzatul wasl. Min al-huda, of the guidance. Clear proofs of the guidance. Means not only it has the guidance, but it clearly, openly gives all the proofs that this book is a book of guidance. Then the third quality is being mentioned here. What is the third quality? Is that this is the root letters faraka. Faraka means to make a distinction, to separate those two things. Something which is going to do the action of separation is furqanun. Furqan means a criterion and a standard for separating right from the wrong. Furqanun, and then you do the same thing, you put al before that. Okay. And so this will become al-furqanu, but this min will also apply to that. Okay. And min if is a harf-e-jar, so harf-e-jar will change this to furqani. And you read them together, minal furqani, minal huda wa minal furqani. Clear proofs of the guidance and the criterion for separating the right from the wrong. So this is another quality, another hal, another sifat of the Quran is mentioned. By itself is a guidance, hudan. And then it has the clear proofs of the guidance in it. And the third thing is that when Quran is used, it separates the right from the wrong, as if Al-Furqan. Al-Furqan is another name of the Quran because it separates right and wrong. Okay. So that is the three qualities of Quran are being mentioned, with the addition that it was revealed in the month of Ramadan. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns attention towards the people by addressing the people by saying, Faman Shahida. So this is a fa man. Fa means so, and man means who or whoever. So when you use the word man with this kind of setup, it becomes a conditional statement. Whoever does something, he will be rewarded. So this becomes a shartiya statement, conditional statement. Faman, whosoever. Then the word shahida. Sheen, ha, and da means to bear witness. Shahadat dena. So shahida, he witnessed. And witnessed meant he was present. He was alive and well in the month of Ramadan. So condition is that whoever is present in minkum among you, these are simple words, min and kum, you combine them. So the meaning is among you. Among you means among the mankind. Okay, among you. And you are being addressed, whoever is reading the Quran and understanding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that among all of you, whosoever is present or well or witnesses the month of Ramadan. Again, the month of Ramadan, ash-shahra is being used. So the word, as I mentioned in the beginning, is shahrun means month, and you put al means the, and then the is pointing to the Ramadan. So it will become al-shahru, but in the tajweed, sheen will kill the sound of lam. It will pronounce ash-shahru. Ash-shahru means the month. But shahida is a verb, and this is coming as a maf'ul or object of the verb. So whenever a noun comes object, we change dhamma to a fataha. Khalaqal insana. So shahida, he witnessed, minkum, among you, ash-shahra, the month of Ramadan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the mankind, whosoever among you. Now remember a condition. This is by saying the man, the statement is saying it's a conditional statement. It's a shartiya jumla. If you are not present, fine, it doesn't apply you. Whoever is present, it will apply, so it's a shartiya. If you go somewhere, you will do something. So condition is shartiya. Now, there is a rule that I want to spend few minutes on, because it's a very important, it's repeating few times here. And this is the way I want to point out that if this letter lam, if you put a kasra underneath, this is called lam-e-jar. And its meaning is for. And this is preposition. Preposition in English is for example. How do we use it? We always use this before a noun. Okay? Li. Noun is, for example, just take any noun. Noun has, in this case, I'm taking Allahu. Noun will have a one dhamma or two dhammas at the end, one pesh or two pesh at the end. Allahu. When you put a lam-e-jar before the noun, the meaning will be for Allah. And we say all the time, Inna lillahi. So when you read them together, you do not pronounce this alif, you pronounce the word lillahi, and you write down this lam here, lil lam, this one, and alif is not written. So lillahi means for Allah. So this particular kind of lam is called lam-e-jar. Its meaning is for. It changes last letter dhamma to a kasra. So it becomes lillahi, and the meaning becomes for Allah. So this particular kind of lam is called lam-e-jar. Okay, another lam. Okay. Another lam is called lam-e-amr. Lam-e-amr. And it brings the meaning of must. And I'll explain. Okay. And lam-e-amr comes before a verb, not before a noun. So let's take the example. Fa'ala. Fa'ala means to do. If I put a ta in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of you and present tense. So the word by this is pronounced as taf'alu. Taf'alu meaning you, one person, and present tense do. You do. Now I'm going to apply this lam amr. It's just still same thing, lam with a kasra, but this lam has a different name, different purpose, different meaning. So when you apply this lam amr before the word taf'alu, what does it do? Okay. So this is the way it's going to do. You apply this lam with a kasra before this word taf'alu. First thing it will do is that it will look at the last letter, lam, that had a dhamma before that, taf'alu, it will change to a sukoon. Okay. And it will bring the meaning of must. And there are many other ways, because it's an amr, it's a command. So the word now became litaf'al. The meaning will be you must do it. That's a different lam with the kasra, but because its definition is a lam amr, the meaning will be you must do something. That is called lam amr. There is a third kind of a lam with a kasra, same thing. This is called lam ta'lil. At-ta'lil. Okay. This has the meaning so that. Okay. In Urdu, you can call it taake. Okay. This also applies before the same word, taf'alu, a verb. When you apply before that, taf'alu, it also does the same thing. It changes last letter to sukoon, but this time meaning is different because the so that is being brought in the picture. So the meaning will be so that you may do something. Here is not an amr, it's an advice, it's a suggestion. So that, because all these are coming here, so I wanted to explain these different kind of lams here. Okay, so lam ta'lil is, its meaning is so that, it also comes before a verb, changes last letter to a sukoon, and the meaning is so that you might do something, you should do something. It's not an amr, but it's a suggestion, for example. Keep these three lams in mind, and let's, remaining of the ayat is, understand that. The word is fal yasumhu. Let's do a breakdown. Fa, lam, and the root letters are swad, vav, and mim. The meaning is fasting, to fast. Okay. Sauma means to fast. If I put a ya in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of third person. So this will become yasumo. Yasumo means he does or he fasts. He's fasting. When he says fasting, means not eating. He fasts. Third person, present tense. So the word is yasumu. So I'm going to put this lam amr here. And this fa means so. Then I'm going to put the word yasumu after that. Yasumu. Yasumu means he fasts or fasting. And then one more word. One more is who. Who means it. It is pointing to Ramadan. Okay, now what happens? When we put the lam amr there, it will look at the, as I mentioned, the last letter, and if there was a dhamma, it will change to a sukoon. Okay, so now you have a sukoon on waw and you have a sukoon on mim. You cannot pronounce two sukoons. So what we do for easy pronunciation, because waw is just a sound letter, we throw away this one. So now it becomes yasum. Okay. Now you have a fa, you have a lam amr, you have yasum ho. The meaning will be, so he must fast. Because lam amr brings the must in there. So fa li yasum ho. In the tajweed, the qari what will do? He will pronounce these two letters together. And for that, he will pronounce this as a sukoon. So it will be fal yasumhu. That's the word in the Quran here. One word is made of 4 different words. And by combining, the meaning became, he must fast. Faman shahida minkum, whoever among you witnesses the month of Ramadan, he must fast in the month of Ramadan. No choice, it's an amr. It's emphasis that whoever is well and alive, present in the month of Ramadan, Allah is saying it's a command, it's a hukum, it's a lam amr. He must fast this month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan, no excuses should be given for any reason except 2 conditions which are mentioned after that. Other than that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding, is ordering that he must fast the month of Ramadan. Then 2 conditions, 2 exceptions. Waman kana maridan. Again, very simple words. Va means and. Kana is he is. Kana means to be and kana means he is. Whoever he is, he is. Who is what? Maridun. The maridun hai, but this is coming as a maful. So maridun will change as a maridan. Whoever is sick. Whoever is not healthy. And you are best person yourself to determine if you are marid or not. Okay? Without giving excuses to yourself, you have to figure out if you are going to fall into that category. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that whoever is marid. Second condition, aw ala safarin. Simple words. Aw means or. Second condition is or. Now safarun is the noun. Safar means journey or travel. Safarun, but ala is a harf jar. Ala means upon or on, and harf jar will change safarun to suffering. So second condition, either a person is sick or he is traveling, he is on a journey. So in those 2 cases, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about a healthy person. At that given day in month of Ramadan, he fell sick, but then he recovered. Or a person who happened to be traveling and his traveling ended. In both of these cases, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word fa'iddatum min ayyamin ukhar. So what is fa'iddatun? Adada means to count. Okay? Iddatun means a count. You just put a ta marbuta at the end. Iddatun. 2 dals are written with a shadda. And because this is a word, ta marbuta is a feminine word. So iddatun means count. count, fa means then. So the count min ayyamin, yawmun means day, ayyamun is the plural of that, ayyamun with the two shaddas here, two the dhammas here, ayyamun, but you put a min before that, which is a harf-e-jar. Harf-e-jar will change ayyamin. Min ayyamin, in the days or of the days, making the count of the other days. Akhara means other. Akhara means later. Akhir, later, many meanings of that. Alif, kha and ra. And okhara means another time. So ayyamin okhar, another time, another day after the Ramadan. If someone missed being sick or in journey, then he has to make it in the other days later on. So that is the permission Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving. Then Allah says, Yuridullahu. Again, these are words are very simple. Ra, Vav and Dal are the root letters. 3 letters belong to Fa'ala. If I put an alif in the beginning, this will become 4 letters. Af'ala, Vav will be pronounced as alif, so it becomes Arada. Arada means to make an intention. The word irada we know is a noun, intention. But arada means to do an intention. When you put a ya in the beginning, it becomes yufu'ilu. He and third person and present tense. Yufu'ilu. So when you apply it on this one, this becomes yuridu. Yuridu means he intends. Yuridu. It's at the sound of yuf'ilu. Take these 3 letters and put a ya in the beginning and put the same harakat. It becomes yuridu. He intends. But after that is the word Allahu. So he will be replaced by Allahu, and the meaning will be Allah intends. It is the intention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bikum, for you or with you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying Allah's intention with you is something. What is something? There are 2 words which are coming here. Ya, Sin and Ra, and Ain, Sin and Ra. Okay. Yasara means to make easy. Ain, Sin, Ra means to make difficult, hard. Okay. So the word Yusra is a noun. Yusra and Usra. And you put al before that, obviously. So, but this is Usra. Yusra means ease and Usra means difficult. So, Yuridullahu, Allah intends bikum, for you, al-Yusra, easiness. Okay. Wala yuridu, same word, but la is being used. He does not intend. Bikum, for you, but this time usra is being used, difficulty. So same thing is being repeated twice. Allah wants to make things easy for you, and Allah does not want to make difficult for you the things. So that's the reason He is giving you permission that if you are sick, you don't have to fast. You're traveling, you don't have to fast. But you make up at a later time. Okay. So that is what is. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning 2 things which I went through the reason. وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْإِدَّةَ. So, Kaf, Meme and lam are the root letters. Okay. This is Kamala. The word Kamal we know are from this one. But if I put an alif in the beginning, it becomes 4 letter. Akmala. Akmala means to complete something. Takmil. Okay. Takmil means completion. So Akmala means to complete. Okay. So if I want to make the grammar of you complete, and as mentioned, the grammar for that is tufu'ilu. You put a ta in the beginning, combined with the fa, tufu'ilu. So you apply this grammar on this one. So this will become tukmilu. Okay. So this word becomes tukmilu. Tukmilu. Tukmilu means you, one person, complete something. Okay. If you want to make a plural, it will be tukmiluna. All of you complete, like taf'aluna. Tukmiluna, Allah is telling, all of you complete something. Okay. Now I'm going to put a lam, which is I defined in the beginning, lam-e-ta'lil, one of the 3 lams, lam-e-ta'lil, and the meaning of that was so that. Okay. What does this lam do? Is that first of all it looks at the last letter and changes a sukoon. Again, 2 last letters with the sukoon cannot be pronounced, but we can throw one, but this time we cannot throw away waw because waw is a plural. So noon is thrown. So it becomes tukmilu. Li tukmilu, so that you should complete. Here it is not a must, it's not a lam-e-amr. It's a lam-e-ta'lil, so that it's a suggestion, it's an advice, so that you may complete. Allah is giving you permission here, giving easiness. The purpose is that litukmilu, when alif is added, when do you drop the noon, which is not pronounced. So that's the word. Waw means and. Walitukmilu, so you may complete, or you should complete. What you should complete? Al-iddatu. Iddatu means the count, but it's coming as a maf'ul, so it becomes iddata. Meaning does not change. So that you may complete the count. Allah is saying so that. That's the reason the lam-e-ta'lil is being used, so that taake tum ginti puri kar lo. Okay. Second thing, walitukabbirullaha. Same grammar is being used here, but the word is different. Kabara means to be big. Okay. When you put a shadda, it becomes 4 letters. Kabbara. Kabbara means to glorify, to do the takbir, to magnify. Okay, kabbara. So first do the same thing, put a ta in the beginning, and the meaning will be to kabbiru. To kabbiru means you, single person, glorify or do the takbir of Allah. Now make a plural of that. For plural you have to put the waw and the noon. So it becomes tukabbiruna. Tukabbiruna, then you put this lam-e-ta'lil before that. Lam-e-ta'lil will bring the meaning so that, taake. Lam-e-ta'lil will do the same thing, we'll change this to a sukoon, and we cannot pronounce, so we drop this one. Litukabbiru, so that all of you may glorify. Li will bring the meaning of may or might or should. Okay. So here again, so that you may complete the count and so that you may glorify. The word is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you may glorify Allah. The word is Allahu, but it's coming as a maf'ul of tukabbiru, so it becomes Allah. Litukabbirullaha, so you may glorify Allah. Then Allah saying, Ala ma hadakum. Allah means upon. Allah means upon or on, upon or for. Ma means what or that. Now the root letters are Ha, Dal and Ya. It means to guide. If you put 3 fathas, it becomes he guided. And this will be written as an alif, short alif. He guided, kum means you. Allah ma hadakum, upon the fact that he has guided you. Do the takbir of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, litukabbirullaha, do the glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, upon or for the fact that he has guided you. Wala'allakum tashkurun, common words. La'alla means perhaps. So, or maybe. Allah is saying that maybe by knowing all these blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you may feel that you should be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So la'alla is being used for that. La'alla means maybe or might. And kum means you all. And tashkurun is from shukr. Shukr means shakara is the root letters. To be thankful, to be grateful, shakara. When you put a ta in the beginning, tashkuru, you are thankful. Wow and noon makes it a plural. Tashkuruna, you be grateful. Wala'allakum, so maybe you will be thankful. You will be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So with that, the ayat of the fasting ends here. And in a very simple way, there is no much more logic in there, no complications. Allah has very simply commanded to fast. The important thing is that people don't pay attention on fal yasumhu. That lam is a lam amr. That is, must fast. If you are present in the month of Ramadan, you must fast that month of Ramadan, unless 2 exceptions are given to you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you that He is making things easy for you. So for that purpose, whenever possible, you complete the count and be glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because He has given you hidayat, He has guided you, and be thankful. Okay. So inshallah with that we will stop. Hopefully this will give some more understanding before the month of Ramadan for us. So sadaqallahu al-azim.